All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this morning with a message. Is it morning? Yes, we still somewhat in the morning time. Coming with a message, and this message is the mystery of the knowledge of truth. The mystery of the knowledge of truth. Is it okay for this day and time to receive such a message? Yes, because we are in that day. And when hearing, they hear not. Seeing, they see not. We're in that day. Many things that's being spoken today is going in one ear and out the next, leaving me to believe that it is still Yah's will. It is still Yah's will. That's why this topic is being spoken by me, the prophetess in the wilderness, because it is a message that's in a place where many will and shall not receive. This message is geared to a mystery. And I say a mystery because I believe without a doubt, not just my belief, but based on the understanding that I'm getting from the Ruach, it is a mystery of the knowledge of truth. The knowledge of truth. First and foremost is true knowledge. One in the flesh and one in the spirit. We speaking of the knowledge in the spirit because only the knowledge in the spirit was, is, and shall always be truth. Because it rests in the bosom of the Father, who is spirit. So this knowledge that everyone is portraying in this day and time is going in every sort of direction on the face of the earth. And none of the knowledge that they're finding, that they're coming to the conclusion, that they're coming to understand means nothing. There is a knowledge beyond the knowledge of the natural. There is a knowledge of the spirit that will teach the flesh the knowledge of the spirit. But your spirit can't teach your flesh if the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, is not living in it. To teach it what knowledge is in the flesh. And I come to you today to say that I got to get off this we. It's a level where they will not reach. And I'm starting to really feel that, like the Ruach wants me to, desire me to get this thing. It is not meant, it is not designed, it is not created to speak word to enhance others' ability to know. Why? Because heavens knew it all. Coming to the earth don't mean what you have to say people are really going to get. No, heavens have to have given it to them before the foundation of the world. He has to have assigned it to you through his Ruach in you. There is a mystery of the knowledge of truth. Because I see that it is more important for people to know where the promised land is at, where what is it, Jerusalem or Israel or Egypt, or what is South Africa, or what is this and what is that. It is so important for a people to search those things that has no weight, Because knowing all those things can get you to the bosom of the Father. Solomon said, many books bring much sorrow. You know why? Because people are going to be ever learning and never coming to that foundation of what truth really is. And there's a knowledge that backs it up. There's a knowledge that lands it down that they will never come to because they have no idea there's true knowledge. And the knowledge that I speak of the truth is not that knowledge that rests in books. It rests in you through the Holy Spirit, through the Ruach HaKodesh. So I do know that there is a mystery of the knowledge of truth. And this is where people are not going to have an opportunity to reach. Me today, living in today, what I'm seeing, what I'm beholding is people doing a lot of deep studying. People doing a lot of book reading. People doing a lot of studying on land, on map, on who's the true this and who's the true that, and the promised land, our land, Egypt. Where is Egypt and who is the people of Egypt? It is so much while the world is taking everything by force. Why? Because it needs to deceive the people. It needs to continue to deceive the people. Now, why is it that they're deceiving the people on the outside, but on the inside they cannot deceive? Because heavens has already got a what? Wrote in and wrote out from the inside. So man can only work from the outside. And they have done an excellent job doing so. They have wrote up books after books after books. And here go people thinking, if I can get this book and this book, or if I find this book and this book, or if I can understand this map or that map, truly I'll find the truth. That's not it, baby. That's the truth of the flesh. That's what you call the truth of the flesh. But the truth of the spirit is the mystery that many have not the knowledge of truth. Because the knowledge of truth comes with fire. It comes with fire. It comes with power. It comes with the anointing. It comes with the light. It comes with spirit and truth. See, they don't know that. They have no idea that that is what truth is. Not just that it is, but it was. You see? But yet, they rather feel that they're in there. They got it. Oh, I know I got it. I have it. Here it is in here. It's in this book. It's in this book. Oh, the lost books, the found books. Just think of all this time they said, if you didn't want a people to know something, just put it in a book. Have not you all heard of that? That's a known fact. If you want to lose somebody's mind, or you want to get a people to not know something, put it in a book. And look, what they have put in the book is still the deception. It's not the true knowledge of truth. And many, many people have no idea there is a mystery that rests in the knowledge of truth. First and foremost, when you see knowledge in front of truth, that right there tell you something lining up. So this knowledge that we're reading and studying and trying to understand and precepting and lining and little here, that's the knowledge on the outside, baby. You got to grip the knowledge on the inside, because the knowledge on the inside is spirit. And it comes to back up the spiritual truth. Why? Why must the spiritual knowledge back up the spiritual truth? Because when we tell you the truth of the matter, truth was before anything is, okay? It's who Yah is. He's all truth. And if you're going to get to know his truth, you're going to have to understand he got a knowledge to back up his truth. It's not in the knowledge of the books that man has tampered with, has smeared, has added, has taken away. So no matter how many books you run chase, no matter how many books you go after seeking, thinking it's going to bring you to where you think you are going, you're going to be lost with the cause and without. Because this thing come by the spiritual route and not the natural. Many people is at this point where they don't feel that it's necessary to have anything detached to the spirit realm. Without the spiritual realm, you ain't going to know nothing about a spiritual creator. I mean, zip. But in them, have not, again, you heard, it has been said, if you don't want a people to know something, put it in the book. Why? Because they believe there are certain people who don't believe in reading. They don't believe in reading. But what they didn't understand, those people who they say that don't believe in reading, this don't come by reading. So who's the dumb ones? Those who putting it in the book. You see, this don't come by reading. This come by the Ruach HaKodesh. This come by spirit. Something man can't tamper with, can't change, can't erase, can't add, can't take away. That's why it's a mystery. Because people are holding on to a truth. It's not even the truth of the Most High Yah. It's not even the truth of the Creator who created all things. It's not even his truth. But man desires to rest their end in what they want to believe is the truth. And you know what's beautiful about it? Y'all looking high and low. Said, let them do what they do best. And that is be deceived. That's what many are. Deceived. They do that better than they do anything. And that is gripping deception. Feeling that good feeling of someone telling them something and they're being deceived. They feel good about that. I sit back and I'm observing in the year 2025, watching men run to and fro, trying to clarify, justify, and identify truth without he that is truth. What is going on? What would make a people think that you can find truth without he that is truth? Are they finding out stuff? Yes, the things of the world. But what is it to gain the whole world and lose the main part that has been written in one book or another in the kingdom? Gain the whole world and loses. Why? Because they never knew that there is a heavy mystery and it falls under the knowledge of truth. And because they have no idea that the truth in which they are seeking and finding is the truth of the flesh, it has and it cannot bump up against nor compare to the truth of the spirit, because the truth of the spirit is what's going to take you up out of here. Even if you're sleeping in your grave, the truth of the spirit is going to take you up out of here. You see? So they're leaning toward all these things that clarify and identify. I hear them speaking on things that has no weight. When you finish knowing where Africa is at, you finish knowing where Jerusalem is at, you finish knowing where the Euphrates River is at, when you finish knowing these things, what is it to gain? Just think, y'all, just think of that, just 1 minute. What would you gain to know all that? What is it you to gain to even know that you are even the people? That's something to think about, ain't it? You know why? People get caught up in who they are. Okay? And they forget it's not about you. It never been about you. It's been about him. He did not create you on this earth to focus and to make everything about you. Because when you make it about you, you know what you do? You make it about the flesh. And you know that ain't the flesh y'all don't deal with. When you make it about you, you make it about the flesh. And the flesh cannot, will not, and shall not please Yah. And this is what every religion, 99.9 is fake, believe in. If I can believe this, then I'm in there. I got it. I understand it. We are the one. Everybody the one. The one that what? Knows not truth in the form of spiritual knowledge. They know not truth. And do you think it weighs on them? No. People are in a day that they don't care if they don't know, because it's right where he said it would be. Every imagination and their thoughts were wicked and evil. Now, for us to get to that high level of where the book of Noah was at, we have to be doing it right now today, because it's going to get just that bad. We have to be in it already today, in this day. And yes, as a prophetess in the wilderness, that is exactly where we are. We're in that day where every imagination and thought is wicked and evil. We're in that day. And they're calling it right. You see, we're there. So if we are there, that leads me to understand that it's nothing you could really say as a servant of Yah to enhance the flesh of people, nor the spirit of people. Why? Because he already said what he already put in us. And if we are not at that level of respecting and honoring and exalting him for being who he said he was and he is, it's no need in his servant trying to instill anything in anyone. Why? Because Deborah, there's a mystery to the knowledge of truth. There's a mystery. And you can put the word mystery, they don't care. You can break down knowledge as being the tools. One is for the flesh and one is for the spirit. They don't care. They're going to grab the one. They're going to grip the one in the knowledge of the flesh, the knowledge in the flesh. They ain't going to grip the knowledge in the spirit. And the truth is the truth of the spirit, not the truth of what you hear in the flesh. It's the truth of the spirit. Now what happens? It's a mystery to it. It's a mystery to it. Everything Yah said he was coming back for, it never was the multitude. It never was said to be many. Every word always category, the least, the less, few. You see? Always. He's always letting us know that what I'm coming back for is not the multitude. Tell him, Deborah. It's not the majority. It's not the broad gate, Deborah. I'm always saying the least, the few, the narrow, sending a message. But do they see? Do they hear? Do they understand? No, because their understanding and seeing and hearing rest in their natural ability to hear, see, and understand out of their flesh. So he said unto me, speak on the mystery of the knowledge of truth. And to me, speaking on it is pretty heavy, because it's like you're speaking, how would I say it, to a brick wall. But what does he remind me? Even though you might speak to the brick wall, it's gone out to the wind. It's gone out. Principality in high places have heard it as well. You see, it's gone out. That's why he said it's over. It's over trying to think that his servants have to teach people so they can get this, get this, and get this, and get this. Because one thing people have not received is the mystery of the knowledge of truth. Let's go there. But first and foremost, I want to talk about, before we go on into this message, I want to talk about what he gave me. He says, silver and gold won't save you. The Most High Yah wants me to let you know, silver and gold won't save you. Okay? The world think that it will. And crypto and all of this, this is what we're going to have because it's going to save us. You see? He wants me to let you know, silver and gold shall not save you. And that's even people richness, or what they feel they have. The materialistic things are not going to save you. Okay? Because what people have not accepted and will not accept is that it is over. It's so over to where all the things that you're putting away, it still ain't going to save you. It's going back to gain the whole world and lose your eternal life, your spirit, to damnation. You see? So when I sit back and I see all these people doing all these deep study, and now they talking about Egypt, and where is Egypt, and where is the Euphrates River, and where is the true map of Africa, and where is Israel and Judah? I'm not Israel and Judah. Where is Israel and Jerusalem and Gaza, and why this and why that? But they don't see that it doesn't matter. All this that they're talking about, why? None of it holds truth. None of it has the knowledge of truth, because the knowledge of truth is spiritual. They're stuck on the knowledge of what's going on in the natural. You see, because they're thinking that they're going to find their way to the light from their natural realm. And Yah wants me to send the message to you. You ain't going to find your way, because nothing you have is going to cause you to go in the way or have the way or find the way. So he's saying silver and gold won't save you. Praise the Most High Yah. Okay, what is something he was explaining to me? He was saying to me that the people are waiting on politics, the government system, the world, to supply them, to give them, to help them, to work with them so they can work with them. Many of you all have no idea. Thousands and thousands of jobs all over this country has closed down and no one saw it. You know why? People are so busy looking natural. They're not seeing spiritual, because they think everything is about natural. But these things, people ain't even paying no attention to. How is it all these jobs? And I'm speaking of thousands of jobs in all the states has closed. Lots of jobs. A lot of people don't even know that. People don't even know in this country that they are closing the jobs. People in this country can't even see that they have closed down the things that helps the less fortunate, the homeless, the fatherless, which is the single women needing money to feed their children. You see, they took Section H, they closed it down. Do you see what I'm saying? No one can see that the knowledge of truth speaks it loud and clear, but no one wants to hear the knowledge of truth. What they want to hear is the knowledge of the flesh of politicians, these people who ruling and leading you, but you didn't have no idea They only leading you to fall with Babylon. That's it. As I said before, trumpet is the puppet that is used to start this thing, not to start it, but to get it rumbling to where everything in this country is down. And the people in the country, because they have no spiritual truth, knowledge of truth, they have no idea. They have no idea. Why? Because they loaded with worldly matters. The way to route the worldly ways. And y'all gonna allow them to stay right there in it. You ain't gonna escape. He's gonna allow you to stay right in what you support, what you embed yourself in. And then the mystery of knowledge of truth, they can't hear it, they can't see it, they can't embrace it, and the Ruach is not in them. Okay? Because that's the only thing that's going to bring you to that mystery of the knowledge of truth. So here he was explaining to me, which this is something I didn't know, y'all. I did not know this. He was explaining to me, the Spirit was explaining to me that why all is held in this. Everybody is held up in this. Meaning that even though the politics and the wicked and evil is bringing this country down to the debris, and people are looking for the move of what they think because they did their study and they thinking it's going to work in a way. They're going to be good and dandy. Everything's going to work out for me and everything's going to turn out nice for me. But for them, it ain't. No, it's coming for you too, because you don't have the knowledge of truth. And the knowledge of truth is the Ruach in you, teaching you the mystery of the knowledge of truth is separate from what everybody is learning in their flesh. Totally separate, as the north is to the south. So far from each other. He was explaining to me the people are partaker. That's what the Father told me. He said, Deborah, the people are partaker in it. They all partake in it. And I began to just think for a minute. And I began to think about business. People who have business. Okay? For them to close down the jobs like they closed them down. What people who own business, why are y'all closing? Why are jobs ceasing? You would have to be going along with this darkness of this country to do that. For people to be closing their companies and their jobs. They are getting paid off. See, that's why I say a lot of y'all lost with the cause and without. They're getting paid off to close all these businesses to hurt you, to wound you. And people will say, well, they ain't gonna wound me because I got this, I'm ready. No, baby, you can be ready. But those who not ready, they coming for your readiness. See, that's what people don't understand. In this world, when one fall, all of you gonna fall. You know why? You got those who said, I don't care. That's them out there. I got mine. I'm this. That's them. No, baby. Those that don't have is coming for what you have. I haven't seen that in broad daylight. In a vision. I haven't seen that in broad daylight. I said, why do these people leave their nice homes all over here? This is really nice over here. Why are these windows broken out? Why is fire in the houses? Why ain't nobody in these houses? I myself was asking the Father when I was in the vision, trying to figure out, well, why are these nice houses vacant and no one in it? So if you think you got something that you're going to have later, no, you're not, baby. No. All that's going to be tried by the fire. That's what knowledge of truth bring forth to you. That I'm not going to hold back nothing that I already prophesied. That's already gone out. You see? Nothing. I sat back and I thought last week, I said, Father, all these things I've been saying to these people for 7 years. Now people are coming up out of nowhere, speaking it. No, are they speaking it out of the truth? No, they're seeing it in the natural. actually happening, to where if you are spirit and you have the ruach in you, you should have already seen it. So how is the people who don't have the spirit seeing it and you still left behind? Something wrong with that. That means you with them. Because by now, you should have seen everything I've seen. I have the ruach, and if you have the ruach, we in the body together. You should have seen everything I've seen. And if you have not, it's not because he haven't given it to you. No, you should be seeing these things because it's been prophesied already before a Bible even exists. It had the prophets and the men of Yah told and warned us about this day. And if we are living in this day, how could they tell us back then what we're going to experience today? And we standing around saying we don't see that. So this is what he was saying to me. It really threw me off because I was like, where are we going with this, Father? Yah? He said, Deborah, the people are partaker. They are partaker in the system and the government and the politics and the billionaire. The people are working with them. I wouldn't have never thought that. The people who got something going for themselves, they're working with them. And this is what he said. Say, for instance, Deborah, they have business. They're paying them off to close their business. So the people won't have no jobs. They're killing the farmers' crop and their animals. Forcing them, boy, y'all, this is heavy, y'all. This is heavy for me. Forcing them to feed these cows and other animals, chickens too, these chemicals they got to feed them. And they study saying, but our animals will die. They sick and they dying. This stuff that y'all feeding, y'all want us to feed them, is going into the milk. See how they, woo, Father. And y'all over here on the left end trying to get wisdom and knowledge somewhere else in the flesh. And you have forsaken the knowledge of truth. So what is happening? They're feeding these animals chemicals. And the farmers are saying, why are y'all doing that? They're killing our animals and so on. So now they realize that they can't. Guess what they're going to do to them? If you don't feed your animals, you going to jail for a long time. They sending them to jail, y'all. They ain't finding them. They sending them to jail. That's deep. For you to be a business that owns something. And if you don't do it the way they want you to do it, and it's coming through the meat and going into your bodies. And if you don't do it, you're going to jail. They sit back watching their crop die off. They watching their cows and their chickens sick and dying. Not producing eggs. So they have to fall in. So what happened? People who own stuff like this, business, people who own restaurants, places of not just restaurant factories. These are people who own he said to me that they're partaker. They're partaker. And I'll explain why he said it. He's saying that the people in this country are partaker in bringing the country down. Oh my goodness. He began to talk about the jobs. He told me about the jobs. He said the jobs has not decreased because they just decreased, Deborah. The people many of them are being bought off to close their companies. And then those who have smaller places, they're being bought out. And while everybody else running around here trying to find out about Republicans, Democratic, Charlie Kirk. And furthermore, I wanted to tell y'all, I'm going to go and say this again, and I'm going to say it a little louder than I ever said it. I want to tell y'all, that guy, Charlie Kirk, okay? Charlie Kirk was seen to be assassinated. Where it happened is there were two sites. There was one from that camera in the back of him where to shoot out, and there had to have been a drone or something from the front end so you can see that end. Let me tell y'all, do y'all see me right here? Let me explain something. And I don't see why this just shows me what he's saying is, and what he says always is 100. They can take me, place me in London, robbing a bank. And I couldn't even fight my case because I really would be there. When they finish setting it up to look like I'm there, y'all. Even though I'm sitting right here, I can have my phone right here. My kids sitting at dinner with me the same hour they say I was over there. It ain't gonna matter. That's the technology y'all fail to realize they have today. They can place you anywhere. They can make these drones. Something can come out. Whatever it was they wanted. They wanted you confused about him getting shot. And that's why you got two groups of people saying he got shot, one in the front, one in the back. But the whole idea was they set it up for both sides. So those who's in the front can see it, and those who can't see really what's going on in the back, it came from that camera he was in. That's why that man took it down. Quick. That man, Charlie Kirk, is not dead. Okay? What bothers me as a prophetess in the wilderness, I know he's not dead. Okay? I know there's something shot from the back because the Ruach told me. You see, I know that without a doubt. It was from that camera, like I told y'all. Whatever they had set up in the back, it hit him back in the back. And it also, whatever they had, the drone, which no one never even thought. They made sure you look at somebody on a building. They made sure you look at the parking building of the college, all these things, but you never saw what was in the air. That's how quick a drone can hit and be gone. They wanted you to see from the front, and they wanted you to see from the back, so that you for sure would think that he's gone. When I see his wife, what I see is a woman that is grieving, but she has to play the role. She has to play such a deception and a lie to the whole world until everybody get over it. You see, she knows that he's not dead. She's fully aware he's not, but it don't matter to a world that always want to see and believe, not understanding that the technology today can place Sister Deborah in London, robbing the biggest bank in London all by myself. It'll show I'm taking all the money out of the bank, not some. And I wouldn't stand to win in nobody's court. That's what a lot of y'all do not understand. But you know what? You're going to get caught in all of this sort of stuff. It's because people are walking around, and this is what he was saying to me, and I'm going to tell you why he said the people are partaker. Because I said to the Father, why is it nobody is seeing this or fighting against this or speaking against this or come together? I said, this is what I said to the Father. I said, surely it'll slow it down. He said, yes, it would. Yes, it would. Because it allowed them to realize, oh, the people know the truth. But the people are the dumbest people in the world. Judah and these Europeans in this country is the dumbest people in this world, that they cannot put all those pieces together. That's why it wasn't no blood, y'all, from this Kirk guy, nor on anybody that took him to the hospital. Everybody was in a role playing to follow. Even the old man who dropped his pants, he stood out. The moment that man was hit, he stood out clowning to throw the trigger to get everybody off the men that was taking Kirk or surrounding him and taking him out. His role was to play like something. He did something. You see, all of it is right before your very eyes. But going back to the knowledge, the mystery of the knowledge of truth, it's not for you all. It's not for everybody. It's only given to the ones that Yah has suffered from his kingdom to know it. You see what I'm saying? And me knowing it, you think I'm telling you this because you now going to understand it and you're going to get it? No, Yah knew you weren't going to get it from the kingdom. That's why he didn't give it to you, to tell it. We're in the day that he's bringing light out of darkness. And he's wanting you all to know, bringing light out of darkness don't mean you don't get it and you don't understand it. You're going to know this and you're going to know. No. He's just letting you know, I am the beginning and the end. I created light when there was darkness. And darkness has overshadowed the world as I knew. But I'm going to bring some light. Just like I brought it in the beginning. When there was no light, there was darkness. I brought light in, didn't I? Watch me bring light in such a dark day. I'm going to bring light out of it. Because I am what you call, Deborah Keller, the beginning and the end. I am what the world going to call me, Alpha and Omega. When I'm going to show them that I was the light in the beginning, I'm going to be the light at the end. And this type of light that he's bringing out of darkness ain't about your flesh. It ain't about making you understand, be educated and have the wisdom. And it's about him. That's what it's about, y'all. I know it. Y'all want to make it about you. You want to make people think that it's about me, and mine. Oh, no, it's about us. No. As even the Hebrew Israelites, the tribe of Judah, they don't know they light. They left from their right. So what he was explaining to me that the people in this country are is a heavy partaker in the system and the politics and the four corners who's setting this country up. See, y'all thinking it's about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the baby in it, child. I'm going to go and tell it like it is. He's the baby in it. They just got him hooked with rope, forcing him to do everything he's doing. And he's a dumb baby. That's why they put him there. Okay? Now, what he's doing is what they telling him to do. That's what kind of clout behind him. Okay? What people don't understand. But when the Father told me that the people in this country are partaker, so don't be feeling sad and pity for them. They're all in partaker. This is what he told me. He said, even rent. They are the people who got property. They are jacking their rent up so people won't be able to afford to pay rent. That's what they're doing, y'all. Even with the mortgage. Companies that own homes and everybody raising it up, raising things up. And I know a lot of y'all said, but they doing that because of the taxes. That you stupid. You were stupid then, you're going to be stupid later. The whole idea for this country to see on television over and over on these medias the taxes that he was charging China, Canada, and Mexico, guess what? That was a setup to break you down here in this country. Now he has a just reason to make sure they take everything from you and taxes you, raise everything up. How is it you're allowing this country to raise prices on rent, cars, food, everything, so that the people can't afford it? And then you're closing the jobs and the people standing in this country like dumb, the dumbest people on the face of the earth, like they can't see none of it. But they got their focus over on Ukraine. They got their focus over Venezuela, whatever that other place, over in Gaza, in Israel, and Canada, and Russia, China. They got their whole focus. They got them focusing on war and war, but y'all don't even understand what they're doing over there. That's why I say these people in this country here, the United Snakes of America, has the dumbest people on the face of the earth. Because every other country is fighting against this mess in their country. This is the only country standing back. Because he said the people are partaker in it. And I would have never known that, y'all. But if I'm trying to figure out why the people fighting against it, that's why. He said they for it. He said they renting property sky high. For what? To keep the people from being able to afford rent. You see? And greed on one end. Someone who can't afford it, I can get more. But they have no idea the trick behind the government is to even take it from you. And they're going to. Because I know that for sure. If I don't know nothing, they're going to take these properties from people. You ain't going to own nothing. Okay? So if you thinking you going to Mount Zion, you better hope that he come get you soon. because they're going to take everything from you. Oh, yes. And it's so simple to where they're doing it already. But people who are greedy and falling into this here, raising food stores or hey, y'all, they add in prices, price gouging, and it shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. But what happened? If the head is crooked, the bottom gonna be crooked. And everybody that own business, stores and restaurants, everything is raising. What is it? I went to an auto part, and he said that, ma'am, I'm sorry, we don't have these parts because they stopped us from. They stopped sending parts and to all of the rallies. I don't know if y'all heard of Raleigh Auto Part. They stopped sending the parts out. Y'all don't even know that, do you? See, that's what they already then made it to where this country has fallen. The first fall, okay? They have. The second fall is going to be you. You see, that's why you ain't feeling it. Because you figure as long as they ain't touching me, it ain't about me. I'm good, but baby, you define the fall of this country. Okay? And if you ain't right in the spirit realm and you about this world and this country, and you sit here doing your study on Israel and on all this stuff that don't mean nothing, then when it come down to pull up and say, okay, what do you know about the Most High God? There's a mystery in my truth. They don't have that knowledge, Deborah. Why? Because you search everything on this earth for things that don't matter and lose your spirit to damnation. Because you felt that, hey, it's about what's all that's going on. This is what he said. He said the church, those who call themselves a church, on every corner, you don't see them feeding nobody. You don't see them taking care of the people. They're not going to do that. They still getting tithes and offering. They still holding service. And they are not out here taking care of the people that didn't get their SNAP. He just showing me that, see, and ain't nobody saying nothing. Nobody saying nothing to the churches. These big old Catholic churches and all this stuff that's out here, nobody saying nothing. He said, because when you say, Deborah, which you said, it is true that they're falling from within. That's how deep within is. Everybody in on it. Everybody is in on the fall. That bothers me. That hurt me dearly. That hurt me dearly. Because that leads me to understand that if everybody's in on the fall, then who ain't? You see, because everybody is playing a role, even though they're acting like, dumb city, that they're not, but they are. They playing a role in, even if it's in their hearts where they feel that they are exempt from all this chaos that's going on. How do they feel that way, Deborah? It's because they ignore it. So then when you looking and you waiting for them to come together and say, okay, now we see it now. Now they doing this, they doing it. Look, y'all, no. That's why you don't see nobody. Just like the days of Noah. Nobody. They were on one accord. With they wicked, evil mindset. That's one thing that the people were on. One accord. So he was telling me, even in that, how they would think that you would think that they would go into Noah and figure it out. Well, what am I talking about? Because they don't have the knowledge of truth. They can't figure it out. They couldn't figure out what I meant when it said that in the days of Lot, so shall it be in that day. The reason why they can't figure it out because they took everything I said and they made it about something else instead of focusing on the people. See, going back to the people. He said, focusing on the people. That's what the days of Noah was about. Y'all didn't know that, did you? He said, no, Deborah, they're going to focus on the flood. They're going to focus on the ark. Oh, Noah took 2 by 2. Oh, his family went in, his sons and his son's wife, and then Noah's son. They're focused on that. But they're not going to focus on every imagination of their thoughts were wicked and evil. That's why they hang up on giants. Every imagination and thoughts were wicked and evil. First and foremost, people never realized if the man was having, and no one ever even thought of it. I knew better, but you can't change nobody. If they too far gone, you leave them there. Don't go chasing behind them trying to get them to understand. When they talk about the giants, you have to understand first of all, foremost, a woman can't have intercourse with something that's a million times bigger than she is. Okay. She can't produce a giant baby. Okay. You see how they say something, we clip on it and we make it what we want to make it because we don't have the knowledge of truth. But that's what when you talk about the day of Noah, everybody go to the giants. They don't go to the idea that normal fleshly men were selling their normal fleshly daughters at a very young age for money. They ain't gonna start there. That's going back to what he said. Every thought, imagination was wicked and evil continually. Oh, they ain't gonna grip that. This is what he's saying. So here we are in that day, and no one can see it really matching the days of Noah. They can't, because they don't want to connect every imagination of the thoughts of man are wicked and evil. They don't want to connect that. They refuse to connect that. So they said, no, let's not add that to it. We ain't gonna add that to it. We can add the giants though. We ain't gonna add the fact that the fathers were having children, have been letting you know, what are y'all doing with these babies? Giving them to men. Selling them. Oh no, they ain't gonna take that either, Deborah. But they'll go over here to Noah bothering him. And they'll believe, oh, he built the ark and it rained. He took his family in. He went by two. His animals went by two, male and female. They'll get all that down, but fail to realize what is he saying took place in the days of Noah that's going to take place today. What is he saying that took place in the days of Lot that he says is going to happen in this day? They cut it all out. Every one of them. And many of you cut all that out. Not seeing it, not hearing it, not accepting it. That's what you call the mystery of the knowledge of truth. They have gotten rid of the knowledge of truth and took their truth based on their book, their understanding, and their knowledge in the flesh. So he was explaining to me the too many places should be feeding the people. Too many jobs should be set up to help people get jobs so they can work just to keep their own country. But what happened? They're working with the ones on the outside to bring the country down. That's why. So they don't care about their business closing and people don't have no jobs. They just care about, hey, what they going to offer us if we close our business. And I'm going to leave out with my wealth of my business. I'm going to leave out with all my property that I raised up the rent. I'm going to have that. So I don't care if I raise the rent. I make as much as I can. When I raise the rent, then I make a lot of money. That's all I'm worried about. Same thing about these churches on every corner. That's too many of them, y'all. Do your search. Just key up in your own, just one state. Key up in your own city, nobody else's city, and put the word church there. How many churches are listed in the city that you're in? We ain't talking about your whole state. It'll blow your mind. You see how people still could have been fed, but what he's saying is they all in it together as a oneness. You see how the world can come as a oneness to bring y'all tails down? And a lot of people still today, oh, they made that, they doing that deal. Oh yeah, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm just now gripping everything I'm hearing from people. And I'm like saying, oh, you finally found it. But what they finding is the truth, but they ain't finding it in spirit and truth. You see, God giving them the truth just to bring the light, but he ain't giving it in them. He ain't in them living in them, giving them the spirit of truth from that end. He's letting them see all the things that's happening, and through it all, they sitting at home studying, trying to figure this thing out, and they come up with it. And they do. I'm hearing them. I'm hearing them my own self. And does it do something to me? Yes. It feels good because I'm seeing something y'all doing. He's allowing them to see it and to see the direction it's going in, but they still put it on them. They want to put it on their podcast or on their channel, and they want to boost it, or they want to get more likes and subscribers. They don't understand this gonna haunt you. This is coming. You know enough truth to be not to lose sleep now. See, they don't have the sense to grip that. They losing sleep out of what they coming up to, what they finding out. They taking medication just to sleep because they're learning things that they never knew, that they were lied to. They trying to survive just knowing what they know. You see? But it's not enough to say, wait a minute, y'all, we need to get together and stop the government, at least slow them down. Could they have slowed them down? Yes. They could have slowed them down. But too many of them is embedded in the ways that the system has paid them off to go along with them. Now, I want to first and foremost go to Timothy. 2 Timothy. Oh, but he said, put up the fight to slow it down. Yeah, he said that they could have put up a fight and it would have slowed it down. It would not have stopped it. All these things need be. They have to come to pass. But Deborah, yes, it could have slowed it down. So that leads me back to what I said. These are the dumb people in this country. I mean, the dumbest of the dumbest. Because if you really think in each country, they are fighting, they're marching against the system itself. Even this digital ID. Now I see them have the digital ID here, telling the people who get retirement and Social Security and disability to go digital. They even planning on giving them the money a week ahead of time if they sign up for the digital. That's the whole plan. That's how once they get more than half to sign in, they're going to make it mandatory for everybody to go digital. That's how they know what they're doing. And just imagine your retirement going into a digital. That means that you can't spend it the way the people, they don't grip it. You look at Palestine over there. Over in the Palestinians fighting for that land. Israel has gotten with America and they over there killing them. That's the only way they feel that they're going to gain the land. If we kill them over here. And they doing it. Women, kids, and they ain't have no problem. Over here in America, they just sitting here saying, wee. Do that have anything to do with you? No, it's just them today, you tomorrow. They have to bring the population down from this country. And they're going to do it with bio. They're going to get your bad butts with bio. That's coming too, real soon. That's coming. But that's been prophesied too. Pestilence. It's coming, y'all. It's been here several times. It's already in the lab waiting for your turn. Okay? They doing all kind of things. Like these farmers said, they feeding y'all the food. They putting it in. They giving these animals shots and feeding them the food that they made for. And it's killing them. But you eating the meat and drinking the milk that they feeding the chemicals to the animals. If it's killing the animals, what do you think he's going to do to the people? You see these people in this country saying anything? Nope. They ain't saying nothing. So he's saying to me that, yes, the fight could have slowed it down because it made them realize that people catching on to what they're doing. But because so many are getting something out of it, and they feel that surely let the poor be poor. Let those who don't have a job, let it fall on them. It's okay for them to get rid of them. That's the mindset. But what they didn't understand, that they're coming for you as well. Because if you are not the billionaires, now I ain't talking no 1 billion billionaires, you have to have more than a billion. If you're not in that, you don't fall over in that, you still are going to be doomed. See, and that's what they didn't understand. And a lot of people who support what they're doing and don't say nothing about it. They thinking that, okay, we're going to get out of this here because we got this, or I got this, or I got this. No. Sister Deborah, I'm telling you, I stock food, tissue paper, water, medical supplies, candles, lighters, flashlights, all those things. But guess what? That's not going to get me. That's not going to work. That ain't going to help me at all. If I don't get out when he comes for Zion, I'm left. Because none of what I save is going to help me. I always felt what I was getting was for somebody else. I always felt that. But still in all, I think, that ain't going to save me. Because these things still going to happen. Like Solomon said, the sun shine on the righteous as well as the unrighteous. So we need to stop this thing thinking that, okay, we exempt, and especially Judah. Another man gone. No, you're not. Okay. So here in 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 7, in 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 7, it says, ever learning and never able to come to that knowledge of truth. See that? Ever learning. And this is what I experienced. Seeing people constantly saying they know this, oh, I got it, oh, I got all the books and all the lost books and all the found books and this, did, his name is did, all this stuff that they're gathering. It's vain and vexed. Here in 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 7, it says they ever learning. That's those who's ever learning. Because they learning from what? Books. And they don't even understand who wrote those books. The Jesuits, the Roman Catholics. And you sit here reading them like it's something spiritual, and it don't have nothing to do with spiritual. Okay, and it says, ever learning and never able to come. That means you ain't gonna be able to, because you're ever learning on everything on the outside. And you're not going to be able to come to the what? The knowledge of truth. Why? Because the knowledge of truth is spiritual. While you out there clowning in the natural, thinking you know something, you got something, you understand something. No. Ever learning, never able to come. You ain't going to be able to come. Ever learning, but you ain't gonna never be able to come. That's deep to me. He didn't close the kingdom on that one. To come where? To the knowledge of truth. That's a spiritual knowledge of truth, y'all. And it don't make you better than nobody. It makes you human like everybody else, but it makes your spirit understand and has the true knowledge of what's actually taking place. People ain't coming to that. They too embedded in the ways that they have taught themselves, and they didn't understood themselves, and they get it themselves. Now, right there, he's telling you that. And I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But then I got to the Gospel of John, chapter 8. In the Gospel of John, chapter 8, in verse 31. In the Gospel of John, chapter 8, in verse 31, I'm here and I'm hearing Yeshua say something. Listen to this. The Gospel of John, chapter 8, and verse 31. Then said Yeshua to those Jews which believed on him. Understand what he's saying? Which believed on him. If ye continue in my word, then are you my disciples indeed. Verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's power in all of that. Ye shall know it. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Don't let nobody ever tell you the truth of the knowledge makes you free. Only the truth of the spirit sets you free. The truth of the knowledge cannot make you free. Only the truth of the knowledge of that which is spirit can set you free. So you run your tails around here with all these books and all these people and all these platforms telling their truth without the knowledge. You see, they have not the spiritual knowledge to bear that truth to what it is. So they're teaching you from what they study, all these books they got. And I say to you all, and maybe y'all ain't dealt with me yet on that, which he probably won't, because this is a mighty long time he's been dealing with me. I'm coming to a full understanding. When they finish running after all these books, saying this book said this, and this book said this, and this book said that, where it's going to take you in the spirit realm? Where are those books going to take you in the spirit realm? Say, for instance, you read Enoch. I think he's going to 3 stages. Enoch, all 3. Where will it take you in the spirit realm? Where would all the books take you in the spirit realm? To me, somebody who do a lot of study in all those books, I say unto you, if you ain't going in them books with the Ruach HaKodesh, you ain't got no business. If you got the Holy Spirit, you ain't got no business capturing all the lost books, all the found books, going finding all the books of the book. They even got the books of the giants. They got so many books, but who wrote these books? See how Judith mindset always put the Europeans on a higher pedestal, no matter what. It's what they say. It's like they white, they right. They always, it's just something they just can't, even in Africa, they can't seem to put them below them. They got to put them in their higher mindset than anything, because they believe that whatever they say, they right. It's really according to what they're saying. I only believe what they're saying. That's their mindset. They believe if you're right, you're right. And they won't get away from it. So this is why they search all those books. But what are they missing? What happened to he that is the Ruach HaKodesh, the true teacher of all things? He is a book. What happened to him? He is the word. But no, we got to find all these other books to tell us this. But how will it tell you how y'all gonna get you to the kingdom? It's not, none of these books going to tell you anything. But look how people eat it. They eat it up like it's a full meal deal. Do not chase after these books. Chase after the Ruach HaKodesh to live in you, and now you have the book of the word. And no book on the outside of you will be greater than the book that is within you, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, the true teacher. When you learn that the book is the word and the word is the book and it is the Father, it is his spirit, it is his power. You see, when you learn that's what he is, then you know what you ain't. But people think it's based on the knowledge of the books, when the knowledge of the truth override that. He's sitting here telling you, and the truth, what he said, shall make you free. It ain't even your choice. He's letting you know it ain't even your choice. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What kind of truth is that? See, people don't think of it like that. You think it's the truth of you, what you're reading in these books? Yeah, don't get me wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with reading. It ain't nothing wrong with studying. But don't let that reading, that studying override he that is greater in you, if he is in you. Now, if he ain't in you, grab them books. Sell on and sell out. But if he's greater in you, you ain't got no business loading yourself up with all the books. Because the greatest book is the word that was in the beginning. That is the beginning. It was with Yah and it is Yah. So what book are you reading? Or books. Solomon said many books bring much worrisome and sorrow. But they don't get it because they didn't pick up a book and read it. Now they into reading books and they just think the books has the answer to the beginning to the end. And they don't. And it will not, and it shall not lead you nowhere. So you can make it whatever you want. It ain't going to take you home. It ain't going to lead you home. Home is the bosom of the Father. That's where home is at. And if you ain't got a head to lay on his bosom, sit your tail on down somewhere because you ain't got nothing. Okay, so here in verse, the Gospel of John chapter 16. In the Gospel of John chapter 16 and verse 13. 16, the Gospel of John chapter 16 and verse 13. I like the idea that the truth, the knowledge of truth will set you free. I just made that a title. I didn't take it from there. But the mystery of the knowledge of truth, right there. Let's look at the mystery. The power that the mystery holds of the knowledge of truth. That's what it does, set you free. Who don't want to be free? Oh no, 99.9 don't want to be free if they have to come out of their flesh realm. Oh no, I like where I'm at. I'm too comfortable. Okay, so in the Gospel of John, chapter 16 and verse 13, chapter 16 and verse 13, it reads, verse 13, howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall speak of himself, not of himself, but whosoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. Do y'all? That's sad. That's sad, Father. Yeshua is telling you about the Spirit of truth, the same one I'm telling you about. So all this mess that y'all reading and you believing in, all this stuff that's going on in the world can't be the truth, y'all. Lies and deception behind it all. But listen to what the Gospel of John chapter 16 and verse 13 says. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, that's the same truth I'm talking about, the knowledge, the mystery of it. Listen to the mystery, y'all. Howbeit, when the Spirit of truth is come, where is he coming to? Where is he coming? He ain't coming on the outside, eh? He coming on the inside. That's where he coming. Yeah. The Spirit of truth is come. Where is he coming? On the inside. You know that spirit he gave everybody like the image of himself? That's the only place he abide. Okay? He come. He will guide you. Wait a minute, how he gonna guide me? From the inside, y'all. From the inside. So all these books you read is on the outside. How can they be your guide? How can they lead you? Okay, Father, y'all. Howbeit, verse 13, howbeit when the Spirit of truth is come, he will guide you into all truth. When he come in you, he gonna guide you to maybe some truth. No, all truth. All truth. Yah will tell you the truth of every matter there is if he's really living in you. If he's not in you, he ain't telling you nothing. You on your own with your own self-understanding, your own truth in your flesh. But I like this truth here. That's why it holds a mystery. Listen to what it does. He will guide you into all truth. So if I'm going this way, what he gonna do? He gonna turn me back around and guide me into all some truth. Come on now, maybe some truth. No, all truth. You see? For he shall speak of himself, not of himself, but whosoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and will show you things to come. That there alone. This is the Spirit of truth. Who is the Spirit in truth? That's that Holy Spirit. That's the that's that Ruach HaKodesh that was promised to be our comforter, that was coming with power. And we will receive power after this, the Ruach coming to us, after that Spirit of truth coming to us, we shall receive power. And then we're going to have him as a comforter from that day on, He's going to be a teacher of all things. That's what he was telling you here. So how is it that all that's on the outside is what's teaching us? How did we get so locked into everything on the outside of he that's greater on the inside, that was told to us what it gonna be to us, and we didn't drop the ball and said, nah, we want what we can see. We want to go to the church and we can clap and clown. Oh, I can dress up. I can look a certain way. I want to go into a tradition. I can dress this way and wrap my head up this way. And yeah, you take your tail on that way. That's the way of the flesh, baby. I'm about the way of the spirit. And the way of the spirit is not detached to the way of the flesh. Because if greater is he that is in you, he's going to work with you from the outside. I mean, from the inside out, not the outside in. Okay? So he said here, and he will show you things to come. How many of y'all can actually say the Ruach live in you and he's showing you things to come? That's why all this stuff that's going on today, people are caught up into all this worldly matter, to where the Ruach ain't got no time for them, and they ain't got no time for the Ruach because he ain't in them no way. Because right today, you should be talking about and speaking about the things that he's showing you things to come. Wait a minute, hold up. Are you showing us things to come that you already prophesied? Yes. Letting you know, here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. They on the way, y'all. Here they come. Are they listening? No. But I don't care. They still coming. Whether they listen or not, it's still going to come. My will still going to be done, Deborah, according to my the way I orchestrated it from the kingdom. My will is the only thing going to come. Whether they hear it or not, whether they receive it or not, it shall come to pass. And the world knows that along with Satan. Okay? So here he's telling you what this truth that I titled the mystery of the knowledge of truth. That's the mystery. The power that rests in it. That's willing to teach you, to show you things to come. That's why people are not able to really prophesy. Everybody got a prophecy. They got all these people on YouTube because they started it. Now a lot of people are into it. Like they said, they started this thing about the chosen, and then everybody talks about the chosen. How can you tell me about the chosen when you ain't the chosen? And then you stand and look stupid and think that y'all ain't got nobody to cover you. Oh, yes, he do. He's giving people the gift of discerning to know who's who and what's what. And that's what people messed up at. Because they thinking, oh, surely he can't send somebody who's going to know who I am. Surely he can't do that. Everything has been canceled out regarding my Father. And everybody has ushered this fleshly way into living and into life. And has canceled his ways out. Is it canceled? No, because his will going to still stand. Everything you're seeing that's taking place, his will already prophesied. And ain't nothing not going to be fulfilled according to his will. Okay? So I liked that idea of that, because he's telling you what the spirit of truth is. See, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand. You can't, just because you think you speak in truth. No, that ain't it, baby. There's a mystery to the spirit of truth. It's a mystery to it. And the knowledge of that mystery, you first and foremost need to be educated on. So you won't be out here being a hypocrite, being a liar. But I know it done got you a lot of likes and a lot of subscribers. It done got you a mighty long ways on YouTube to the point you get a check at the end of the month. But I'm here to tell you, you just running in circles with the darkness, thinking you in the light. And you're taking everybody that's willing to run behind you right along with you. Hello. Okay. So in the Gospel of John, chapter 17 and verse 17, in the Gospel of John, chapter 17, verse 17, it reads, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Set them aside, Deborah. This is what Yeshua is saying. Set them, they separate, Deborah. Those that is and of in verse 17, the truth, the word of truth, those that fall under that, they separated. Let them go wherever they want to go. Because the truth is, he separates those who have the knowledge of truth. Not only do they have the knowledge of truth, they got the spirit of truth, which is the knowledge of truth. He separates them all already. So going back to what I was trying to explain to you, I can be on this devil platform for 1,000,000 years. It ain't gonna matter to you. It ain't gonna help you if Yah ain't chose you for himself to abide in, to live out that spirit of truth. You see, if he ain't chose you, it ain't my fault. A lot of it has to do with people want to be hypocritical. They want to be a hypocrite. They want to look on the outside a way that they're not in the inside. And then they want to be it in the inside and then walk outside like the world. But he comes to tell you they've been sanctified. They've been set aside. Because they are the word of truth. They are the ones that he has elected to carry on the word of truth. Because greater is he. He is the word. He is all truth. And if he's abiding in them, he has to sanctify them separate from those that are the opposite. And then when people would look and they say, oh, when people don't have so many, they got less subscribers and less likes and less this, and baby, that sounds like the narrow gate to me. That sounds like the narrow gate. Very few shall find the way to the narrow gate that leads to life. Very few. That's one thing I like about the Most High Yah. He didn't tell nobody, none of the servants of his on the face of the earth that he's going to be in great number. He is in great number. It's always something least, less, few, little in number. It's never the whole multitude. No, he never, because you know what? He knew what he brought, that he sent down here that's going to return back to him. That's why. While y'all still playing like, oh, I'm going, I know I'm going, I got my key. People so assured that they walk in their flesh 100% out. People who say that, they are walking their flesh 100% out. Why? Because every imagination and thought in their mind is wicked and evil to the point where they think that they got the keys to the kingdom and that they have already got their ticket from Yah to go to Mount Zion. They gone. Like the days of Noah, they gone. Because even me, myself, I'm more geared to doing the work, being the servant of the Most High Yah, doing the work of Yah, than getting out here trying to portray that I'm one thing that I'm not. Trying to pretend that, oh, I have this, I have this. No. Your actions speak louder than your mental state of mind. While your mental, you know how they said people have mental disorder. How do you know that? Their actions. Well, that's how you know people ain't who they think they are. Because their mental state is showing their actions. If you are about the Most High Yah, why ain't you laboring? Why ain't you about representing Yah? And not like Sister Deborah doing it, but like Yah has called you to. And that ain't not to sit at home and look at Sister Deborah and look at all these platforms and say, I know I got a key to the kingdom. I'm in there. I know I'm saved. No, that's not it. That won't get you. Because Yah sees your actions. He knows how you act. He knows your thought. And the reason why people can't get to that level of clinging to the body of Hamashiach that serves and worship Yah, but they would cling to themselves and to the world because they don't want to feel that they're doing anything outside of what they flesh desire. That's another thing. Haven't y'all, I don't know if y'all have heard of it where it says die to your flesh. Do y'all know most people don't understand that? People don't even understand that. You got to die to your flesh. For real, for real. People don't believe that. People will not die to their flesh. They say, you die to yours. I ain't dying to mine. I like the choice my flesh make. I like the decisions my flesh make. I like the actions my flesh make. I like the greed my flesh endure. I'm sticking to the flesh. They have not died in the flesh, but they calling themselves the spirit, but have not died to the flesh. But they call themselves the spirit. You see what I'm saying? And when he was telling me today about how the people are a partaker, how can the people be partaker in such wicked and evil? Because you're thinking, Deborah, that I got so many in this country that in the light. You thinking that these people are saved, and you really, you got some part in your flesh that believe in them. I know who they are. I already know who they are. And this is when he was sharing that with me. I was like, so getting on this devil platform to warn the people ain't gonna help. No, because the ones you warning, they in on it. No wonder you don't hear nobody on these devil platforms. Because even on YouTube, you will never hear people really embed in what is actually taking place. What, as far as the spiritual realm and the dark realm, you ain't gonna hear that. You're gonna only hear the things that has to do with the politics and what people then read out of books and what they are portraying and seeing and what they understand. And so many of these people on YouTube is using AI. Oh, it is so many people using AI to the point where everything that they do when they upload in the video, they got to use the pictures from AI. That's you using AI. So AI didn't use you. AI has used you. Even when I go to my Facebook page, first thing this thing comes throwing up, this AI. I cut the whole phone off. I don't want to participate in that. But you see people doing it 24/24, and then they come on here and look at you like you cockeyed. Looking at you all cockeyed. It's identical what I see. What I see from the level of the wilderness, it is identical to the day of Noah for us to minds. And they won't detach that to the book of to this day being like Noah. They won't detach every mind and imagination was wicked and evil. They won't detach that to it because they don't want to look like today it's like that. But the truth be told, it is what Yah say that it's going to be, and it is in this day. And only thing with me, I'm like saying, Father, if you keep being like this, I can see why things have to continue being brought out like you have willed it to be, because the minds are gone. It's over. And no one is teaching and preaching the fact that, okay, y'all, here we are. This country is being destroyed from the inside. People can't see that. What happens when people cannot see that this country is destroyed from the inside? What is going on? Well, people cannot see that the country is being destroyed from the inside, and those that are inside the country are partaker. Because they thinking they got something that the next man don't have, so I'm going to follow along with those who have something. That's the way they thinking. That's the way they thinking. And this is right today. People have no idea to think past anything outside of the way they thought in the days of Noah. That's how he's sealing it in me. Deborah, you can't expect them to think no other way but like they thought in the days of Noah and in the days of Lot. You can't expect them to come out of that zone, Deborah. That's why it was prophesied. It was warned that the mindset would be like that. So you can't erase that. And I'm not here to erase it, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to clown on top of it. I tell you that. Because the truth be told, I don't care if I'm the only one speaking it. You're being brought down from within. Now, Sister Deborah, I can go down to the grave. I'm going to be okay. Okay? I can go to the grave. I'm going to be okay. Can you say the same? I know many of you all can say it. Because you think you're walking around here with the anointed. All anointed in you. But yet you just standing still, doing nothing. But all the ruach is all up in you. You ain't got nothing to identify him in you as far as what your actions are matching. But I tell you, we are in the day of deception. That's all people out here doing. They don't care about nothing as long as I can deceive somebody. Y'all didn't know they didn't, did you? Oh yes, it was told that in this day is the biggest time of ever exist on the earth when deception and being deceived is will reach its highest, and it's there already. It's there already because this is people's action matches the exact thing that's taking place today that I can see from the level of the wilderness. And in me, me myself, I normally run to the Father, keep saying to him, Father, but why are they doing that? But Deborah, what is I'm saying in you? That's where he checked me. He said, but what about what I'm saying to you? I'm saying it from the end. Yeah, Father, yeah. Yeah, Father, yeah. Okay, Father, yeah. Because you can't change it. It never was meant to change. You see? It's going to be what he said it's going to be. And no one is not looking forward to it. And you know what, child? The beauty of it is he has allowed me to feel okay in a world of turmoil. Okay? That's another good thing about it. I even think about all of my children, my grandbabies, but yet he has given me this kind of peace that passes all understanding. That, okay, you just keep running this journey. I know you look to your left, and I know you look to your right, but it's okay. So it takes someone like him to live in you to let you know it's okay. You can't change it. It ain't meant for you to change. It is what it is, but it was this way from what I taught you when you was a little girl before the foundation of the world, was it? You know, like it is in the kingdom, so is it on the earth. So the earth ain't ruling nothing, and in nothing down here is overriding my Father in the kingdom. It's still going according to his way and his will. No matter what and how many subscribers and likes and how many checks people get from all these devil platforms deceiving people, it don't matter. And they deceiving you while using AI. That's what really gets me. Or I ask AI this, and I'm like, how can you play in the devil's yard and not be partaker with the devil? I don't get that, people. How can people tell you, oh, when they got this and AI is doing this and AI, but yet you playing in it? All of them. I ain't gonna say all, like 99.9, but many. And but that's the only way they can deceive you. They take you through what they're doing and how they're doing it. But you have no idea that they're showing AI for their front page. And now they got it so bad they're using AI pictures while they speak behind it. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. You still using AI while you speak behind it. Tell me what's going on. I don't need AI to speak, be in front of me. If I'm in the back, what are you hiding from? That's what they started to do as well. A lot of them. But then they can sit and tell you how horrible and evil and wicked AI is. How could that be? Deception. That's the only thing you have today. You ain't got nothing but deception going on today in the world. They out here deceiving y'all by great numbers. And they using every tool that has been created for darkness to do so. They ain't gonna pull up and tell you nothing about the Most High Yah and his spirit and truth and his light. They still don't even understand he is the word. The word ain't a book you read. That's why you're reading so many books. It's because your word, the word that you see Yah to be, is all your books that you collecting and reading. While you running around here saying lost. And they going deep because they going into some history books way back. And these history books are still created by Europeans. The same one that's still. But yet, what about the word that rests in the spirit? The knowledge of the truth. That's the word. What about that? They don't know it, Deborah, because they went too far out deep to where they can't find their way to the dry land. So they settle for out in the deep. And that's where they at. Because they can't see dry land. Y'all ain't gonna let them find it either. He ain't gonna let them see dry land. Why? Because they went out in the deep. Now watch this. You know why he ain't gonna let them see dry land? When they went out in the deep, they took many with them. That's why. Say for instance, if I went so far out in the deep, okay, and y'all allowed me to see dry land, meaning come to my senses to know truth and hit dry land. How dare I make it to dry land after I led thousands out in the deep? You get the point I'm making? He ain't gonna let you pull up in dry land in this day and time after you didn't turn so many people out in the deep. What do you mean, Deborah? I have been on this devil platform and I have given you all spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. That's food for the spirit. It has not been appreciated in the eyes of Yah. Let me tell you why. Because the same thing and the same words is constantly being spilled over and over to enhance some that don't know and some that do. But the ideal of people believing the lie over the truth, that's where we stand. If he said, I put it in there, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. You mean to tell me you put truth in them, Father? Yeah, Deborah. And even with truth, they uphold it in unrighteous. They upheld truth in unrighteous. So a lot of them knew righteous, but they upheld it in unrighteous. A lot of them knew righteous, truth. A lot of them knew truth, but they held it in unrighteous. And he said, but see, that's what make them with no excuse. They ain't gonna have no excuse. So you see, Deborah, how I wrote it up? Because I knew who they were down. Because I wrote it up while they clowning down. It's wrote up while they clowning down here. They gonna be without excuse. This is why he can prophesy how the end is going to be different from the beginning. This is how he can tell you what is actually going to repeat itself, like Noah, the days of Noah or the days of Lot, because he knows that there's not a change in people. Why? Because they don't know the mystery of the knowledge of truth. They don't have it. It's only given to those he has sanctified to inherit it. Because people wants to play the game. And they're going to go on. It's not going to stop, y'all. Why? What is the key to this prophet? It's the day of Noah. Every imagination and thought in their mind, in them, was evil and wicked. That means it's not going to be a breakthrough. So, again, Yah is one that's going to reveal the light in the midst of darkness. He's pulling it out of the midst of darkness. And you know the sad part is about it? It ain't coming to redeem you all over again. It ain't coming to make you something. Why would you say that, Deborah? Romans 1. It explained to you, and it's in there several times in your study guide, how he put it in you. But yet you insist on holding up unrighteousness. So why is he going to come today and get you to turn down on your unrighteousness to uphold truth? It ain't going to work. It ain't going to happen. You chose your unrighteous over the truth that he embedded in you. So that's just what it is from the kingdom, as it is on the earth. So I have several other, let's go to Romans chapter 1, verse 18. And I'm just going to make this, even though I have several, my last, Romans chapter 1 and verse 18. Let's make that, Romans chapter 1 and verse 18. This is where he's letting you know, y'all. See, y'all can try to make him out a lie. Y'all can make him out of the lie that you want to make him out of. But when you finish, you're going to be the lie and not him. Okay? Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. His wrath is kindled because you insist on being ungodly and unrighteous. Why? Why? Who holds the truth in unrighteousness? You see? You standing around holding the truth in unrighteousness. This is why people can't receive the Ruach. Because they're holding the lie that they already have the Holy Spirit. Oh, I already got the Holy Spirit. I got the Ruach HaKodesh. I'm saved. I got a key to the promised land. They're holding the truth in unrighteousness. They believe in the lie that they tell themselves. They telling themselves the lie and they believe it under their own unrighteousness, even though the truth has been, what he say? They hold it. They hold the truth in unrighteousness. Look at you. You're holding the truth, but you're living unrighteous. But you're holding truth. So when Sister Deborah said you're looking at me all cockeyed, I know why you're looking at me cockeyed. Because you're holding the truth under your own unrighteousness. And you're looking at me trying to make me unrighteous so you can appear to hold your truth. You're a liar from what you call the deep part of the pit of hell. And that's for real. Because this sister been with him too long for him to leave me now. A long, long time. I believed 4 years old. You think I'm going to get up to this age and say, no, forget him. I ain't thinking about him. I'm going to do me. I got one life to live. I'm going to live it my way. You ain't never had a life. You got the breath of life. And your spirit is holding the breath that belongs to Yah. Sit down, clowns. Stop acting a fool. Come to know he that is greater than thee and anything in the world. When you come to know him, maybe you need to check in. Okay? Because right now, many have checked out. And they believe everything they hear and they read and they see through the multitude that's leading them through the broad gate. And they have no mystery of the knowledge of truth. Ooh-wee. The knowledge of truth. They have not. There's a mystery to it, Deborah. Because when they knew me, they worshiped me not. They holding the truth, Deborah, under unrighteousness. What make people think he gonna come and abide in them and they in him? Come on now. They don't care. They just love the idea of continue telling their flesh that I'm in there. Because if you're in there, your action will be different. Much different. You'll see things different. You'll see things more so in the brightness of the light. Not so much as in the darkness. Because your mind keep thinking darkness, 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 and doing the things in the ways of darkness instead of doing the things to the way of light. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope you got something out of it. And I say unto you, I will be back. Shalom and shalom.